Welcome to the couch now. It's time for us to take our relationship topics, a big one this morning. And we have Idowu Tehillah, communications expert and certified leader, joining us. It's a really interesting topic. Have a nice life, or is it happiness to us? Is it renewal or removal? It's one of those topics that's hard to talk about, but we must talk about it.
We must.
Brand new decade begins this week. So what are we doing, and why are we doing it?
All right. So, in my opinion, in life we all enter into ships.
Okay.
You can't go into a ship that is going nowhere, except if you were a child and you were going on an excursion. So if you're going in a ship, probably for a cruise, it's going somewhere. So you have partnerships, you have friendships, you have courtships, and in this case, you have relationship.
Of course.
So, like a school term, you have 3 months.
Yeah.
So this is a year. So we're reviewing 1 year, 12 months, which is more than enough time to know if you still want to go on this cruise that leads to marriage, or you want to get off at the next stop. Because it's okay to get off. I think...
But, you know, with all ships, you know, I guess with every cruise, there can be rocky waters. 2020
Yes.
has been a kind of rocky
True.
water kind of cruise
True.
this
True.
year.
So it's okay to be seasick. It's okay. You know, so when you're seasick, that's just the turbulence. And, you know, 2020 has just been that kind of year. It's been a year like no other. It's been a fantastic year, quote and unquote.
Yeah.
Yes, so the turbulence has come, the choppy waters has come.
Yeah.
But then what are we going to do about it? Are you going to be seasick all through this journey?
Yeah.
You know, so you want to review it. It's like a contract, like a friendship or a business contract. You want to review it and say, are we really happy in this relationship? Because you don't want to be unhappy at the expense of the other person.
Okay.
So you want to renew that contract. 12 months is a long time.
It is.
So despite the turbulence, the choppy waters, you may say, okay, you know what, it's been a rough year.
Yeah.
We probably were not the best versions of ourselves. So let's give it a few more months.
Okay.
I would advocate like a quarter, just like, a semester or a term in grade school. 3 months, and let's see where this goes.
Okay, so, you know, if you decide to get off a ship, you know, there are different ways to get off a ship, especially if the rocky water is
Please
still
don't jump out of the ship.
You can't jump, it's not man overboard here, straight into the water. You might need a lifeboat, right?
Yes. So if you jump out of the boat, it's like you're burning all the bridges, and you can't burn bridges because we're all going to need each other. And that's why I keep saying, if you're going to end a relationship or if you need to move on, do it amicably.
Okay.
So you may need a raft or a lifeboat. You might not have someone to help you get into the lifeboat, so you might have to help yourself.
All right.
But you must tell yourself the truth. If you really need to get off this boat, please do.
Since we're still going with all these sea terminologies, you know, when you jump off a ship into a lifeboat, you might be lost at sea for a while.
Preach it, sister.
Yes, because that's a lonely boat ride.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's not easy. It never is. It never is. But life is about risks, and life is not easy in itself, but you have to make it work, which is what I advocate. You know, life has intricate knots. You have to be patient to undo each knot.
Okay.
So even when you get into this lifeboat and it seems you're lost at sea, that's why we have people, the lifeguards and people manning the seas to find who's missing or who's lost at sea.
Okay.
So, you know, hang in there. Someone's going to come and someone's going to find you and rescue you.
Amen
it could be
to
a
that.
new friend. It could be an opportunity, you know, but something will come to get you out of that, you know, predicament.
Amen to that.
Amen.
But, you know, New Year is a very emotional time for a lot of people. So talking about people's mental state, a lot of people just decide, you know what, it's the holidays, it's been a lonely season throughout the year.
Yeah.
People have been alone. People just want to have people around them.
Yes.
That's why they're staying on the boat. For people like that, what would you advise they do before they jump off?
Yeah, I know how it is to get lonely, especially in this kind of season, which is a season that is full of cheer and, you know, laughter and all of that, you know, all that great stuff. Yeah, but for people like that, I wouldn't want someone in an abusive relationship to say, I know that I shouldn't be here, but, you know, I get lonely, so I will be there. What if you get lonely, you get abused, and then you lose your life? You know, so you wanna rethink that critically. Okay, so for people who are not in abusive relationships, but they're at a crossroads, whether or not to keep it moving, whether or not to stay, patience is critical. It's a virtue that a lot of people need to learn, you know, and acquire. You know, so in this scenario, they should be patient. Like we said earlier, give it another 3 months and see where this goes. Be happy, not at the expense of somebody else's happiness, but be happy. Okay.
All right. That's I wanted to go back to the, you know, the sea terminologies here, because on these ships, you know, it's always said that there can't be two captains in a ship, right? And maybe for the past 1 year, you've decided to let your partner captain this ship. So now, for these 3 months that you're, you know, testing the waters, so to speak, can you take the reins? Can you take the helm at this point?
Well, I think it depends basically on who was captain.
Okay, very true.
Yeah, it's a gender-sensitive thingy. Yeah. So if the woman, so let's be the devil's advocate right now. So if the woman was the captain in 2020 and it really wasn't working, she probably wasn't navigating right, the guy in a very courteous and gentlemanly way can suggest, you know, babe, how about I captain this ship, you know, just for 3 months, and let's see if, you know, if our course will change for the better, you know, and if it's the other way around, if it was the guy who was the captain in 2020, the girl can very, you know, like we said last week, you can be subtle and not obvious, you know, and suggest, you know what, can I not man the ship, you know, could I help you navigate?
Be your first mate?
Yes! Can I help you navigate? Okay. Maybe I'll see a star that leads somewhere else. You know, because usually when it comes to going on the sea, they use stars, you know, and, you know, stuff like that to get their direction. So maybe I can help us get another true north. You know, can I help navigate? Can I?
So, you know, I don't want to turn off feminists, you know, right now, but you know what? A lot of men don't let that happen. They also find it insulting when their first mate tries to take the helm, you know.
Guys, I'm here for you today.
It might be it might be called mutiny, so to speak.
I think it might be a generalistic statement to say that guys may not allow. I think we have a few good men, like the movie. A few good men who would let their first mate captain. It's for a while, you know, so I think you need to stress that and say that it's just for a while. I mean, you had 12 months. I'm just asking for 3. You know, so it's for a while. It's not forever. And if what you're doing isn't working, you want to try something else. So you can use that angle and say, you know what, it's been a rough year and we went this way. How about we try another way and then see how that works.
All right. So I'm pleased to have had this conversation, even though I'm hoping that when you go online to watch this particular segment again, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. How was 2020 in your relationship? Is it worth it to renew, or is it best to remove yourself from it before the new decade begins? That is the question. Let's take another quick break right now, but a big thank you and Happy New Year in advance to
Thank you, and I wish you the same. Compliment of the season to everybody.
All right then, Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.